And we're back. In this one, we're going to do petroleum rockets. Now, I have been rather lazy. Where's the research? Yeah, the research is almost finished on hydrocarbon combustion, but I haven't actually gotten around to building the oxylite refinery. So, a quick build. These are only temporary as well. Honestly, you don't need these for very long either. And we're going to use a little bit of shipping automation in here. Gold is fine, and we're also going to waste power by running a smart storage bin. The only reason I'm going to use a smart storage bin is this is temporary. I'll launch 10, well, maybe 15 rockets. I'm not sure actually at this point. Where's there? Yeah, they're all we'll use. So we'll use this socket. Um, so I'm only going to launch about 10 or 15 rockets with this, so I have no problems with just putting together a reasonably ghetto setup. Now, you need to put a liquid lock on these because, well, the oxalate's going to off gas. Oh, and we're also going to want to put some drywall backing in there just to make sure that the atmosphere doesn't escape. I'm just using mafic rock for all of these. Mafic rock is really plentiful and it's close by in the oil biome, the space biome. That's why I use a lot of it up here. It's also a better insulator than anything else bar ceramic and well, ceramic and insulation. So it's better than igneous rock. It's better than sedimentary. It's better than all those. So why not use it? Now we're also going to want to fill that liquid lock. So oh yeah, off screen I dumped in a couple of storage tanks for petroleum. The reason being the supply of petroleum from down below is going to be a little bit intermittent depending on flow and speed and how much the generators are used. So I like to have a 10-ton buffer of petroleum just in case. Now, so yeah, they were just installed. They're literally just run off the pipe and then I run it through here. I'm going to pump this stuff out as well. Now, actually, I can use that for the liquid lock. We'll just have a quick liquid shut off. Actually, yeah, we'll put you up there out of the way so you won't get in the way of things. And we'll throw down a hydro sensor. I'm going to automate this, otherwise I'm going to spill stuff all over the place. And it's pretty easy to do considering I've got all the power and resources close by. Now, boom. Okay. Let's just hope that actually I should prioritize them putting in the blacking plates here. I don't want the oil to get hooked up before we've actually got a way to contain it. Also want to do that brick there. Oh, thank you. Now, this is going to be where we store all our oxylite. What's it going to be under? It's consumable ores. Yeah, oxylite. We'll leave you at level 5, it's fine. Now, oh, I also realized when I looked over my oxylite, I have 14 tons of oxylite, even though I've never built an oxylite refinery. Yeah, it turns out, if I go down, what, no, it wasn't home, it was polluted water tank. I used to be keeping it in here with my slime, and then at one point I migrated all my slime and oxalate storage down to here. So, oh, sorry, bleachstone and oxalate. So they are all getting stored here in a very low priority command. So my dupes must have been going around picking it up. I've got a few dense puffs spawn every so often, and it's been a few hundred cycles. So they've slowly but surely been churning out the bleachstone or the oxalate for me. Now, I could probably get by without building the oxalate refinery, or it could be possible, but I'm going to build one anyway, just for demonstration purposes. Also, it's pretty quick, as you've already seen. Let's go back up. How's that looking? Just about fine. Now, if the pressure in here is below, we'll say 450. What's missing? Oh no, we're good. It's starting to fill. How's our plumbing looking? Oh, I should have put a bridge to... Ah. You know what? I don't care. I'll let it go. Oh, and I've already put oxide in there, which is currently off-gassing at a tremendous rate. That was sloppy of me. You know what? I don't care. It'll be fast enough that it won't make that much of a difference. I'll lose a couple of tons, but I'm not really going to cry over spilt oxalate. Now, is our research done? Research is done. Perfect. The next up, we're going to want cryofuel and solid cargo. So I'm just going to actually, yeah, I'll queue this up. That way I can knock out the basic research and the advanced research of it while we're waiting on the actual next research modules. Now, I'm going to prioritize these quite heavily. I want these all done. This, you need oxygen actually. I need to do something I was forgetting. Thankfully, we have an oxygen supply right here. It's almost like I was prepared for this. 1 second. Okay, so now that we've got that hooked up, and preferably that would be finished. Come on, dupes. You were so industrious just a few moments ago. Is this almost done? We've got 100 and whatever. You know what? That is good enough. We will deconstruct you. We need to stop hemorrhaging. Yeah, that is hemorrhaging. Hemorrhaging oxalate out of here. No. Oh, come on. It's right there. Oh, you're a dog's body. Never mind. You're not going to touch dig commands for the life of you or deconstructs. Once that's done, uh, that is still annoying me. Oh, yeah, but once that's done, what I'll do is I'll start modifying the rocket. I'm just basically going to rip out chunks of this rocket and replace it with the petroleum parts necessary. And since that is taking forever, you know what? I'm going to red alert that sucker. Someone take care of it. Thank you. And we'll red alert this sucker as well. Why won't you place? Ah! There's drywall back there. Okay, looks like we'll be doing a few more red alerts. And one last red alert and we'll be done. I really dislike using that. I feel like it's a bit, it's bad for my dupe schedules. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so that'll pressurize up to 2 kilos and then stop off-gassing. We're looking at smart bin. Okay, so still off-gassing, but much less than before. One last thing I probably want to put in here is a storage bin for gold. Actually, we'll look at igneous rock. A little bit of gold in there as well. What's the automation signal set up to? Oh, I never hooked it up. Automation wire. I will link that across there. And we will set this to, say, 10 tons. Once that hits 10 tons, it should shut off the oxylite refinery. Oh, also got to put in the gold. Metal ores. Nope, that's the wrong one. Refined metals? Yes. Gold. We'll just make you 2 tons. 2 tons should be plenty. We'll leave you at 5. Someone will get around to stocking you up. Now, why is that already red? That shouldn't be red. It should only go red after it's hit 10 tons. Or am I thinking of this the wrong way? Is this one of those ones you have to stick a NOT gate on? Honestly, I've barely ever used the smart storage. They seem like well, not really that useful. Okay, we do have to stick on a NOT gate then. Okay, NOT gate. And done. Okay, now we can get around to making our petroleum rocket. First thing, deconstruct the engine. After that, we're going to want one oxidizer and one liquid fuel tank. We'll deconstruct you. Then we're going to want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 research modules. So we'll have to deconstruct this command capsule. Actually, can you build on top of a command capsule? I don't think you can, but I'm going to try anyway just to see if it's possible. Yeah, I know, I didn't think you could. So we'll deconstruct the command capsule. I'm going to replace that. I'll also have to rip this out. We don't need this anymore. And we're going to go with a gantry up here. Perfect. Since we're putting in a gantry, we have to stick in a little bit of automation. Actually, we'll put you back this way. And we'll also have to stick in a hydro sensor as well. Yeah, this is going to be a common theme when you're dealing with rockets, is reconfiguring ones you've already built. A good idea is to just rip out the chunks you don't need and replace them as you go. Otherwise, if you have to tear it all the way down to its foundations and build it back up again, you're just, it's really painful. We'll select all of those. So it's there, and then we're going to want one liquid fuel tank. Actually, now that those are in, we can deconstruct that. That will be for our oxidizer. Then we've got 4 of these, one research module on top. And eventually on top of that, we'll place the command capsule. Now, I've been thinking about this, and I think I am going to run 2 simultaneously. So I am going to deconstruct that as well. Where's this liquid oxidizer? Solid oxidizer, that's the one we want. Solid oxidizer right there. We're also going to want to stick in a gantry for this one, and we're also going to want to stick in automation for that gantry. All only temporary. This will also be ripped down as well. Oh, did I miss some? Yeah, I missed something there. Also going to run around power. And one for up here. Oh, and deconstruct that little nubbin. Well, I have to admit, once I did the cleanup, these dupes are just so fast now. I can barely keep up with them. Okay, I can't keep up with them. Let's be honest. Second petroleum engine over here. Deconstruct you. You're going to make you a solid oxidizer, and then solid oxidizer, liquid fuel tank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 research modules, and we will deconstruct you, and we'll stick a command capsule on top. Oh, yes, we will also need a gantry for you as well. Ooh, actually, is that automation going to get in the way? No, we're good in the automation. Actually, what I might want to do is leave some space for the hydrosensor. So yeah, that'll do. And I'll let my dupes get in. Oh, made a mistake. That's filled it up with 2.7 tons of oxylite. That was such a waste. I need 832 kgs according to the actual calculator. So that's going to drop on the ground, and then it's going to immediately start off-gassing. Some of it will get chucked back in here, but not all of it. So I'm going to lose quite a bit of that. That's unfortunate. I need to not make the same mistake with this one over here. I mean, it's not so hard to build the oxalate. It's just, it's the principle of the thing. Deconstruct you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll put a command capsule on top if it will fit. I think this is just going to squeeze on. I tried measuring, yep. I tried measuring that out beforehand, and I kind of eyeballed it. It seemed like it would work. Oh, yeah, and power as well. Done, and done. Now I just got to hook up some liquid plumbing. Insulated liquid pipes. We're going to go with insulated here. The reason being, we're just going to use igneous. The reason being, these will be exposed to exhaust. Now, it's very unlikely they'll boil the petroleum in the pipes. Really, really unlikely. Get rid of that for a moment. But at least having insulation that heavily decreases the chances even more. So you might as well just be safe. I mean, at this point, you've got access to so much material. What's the point in not doing it, if you know what I mean? Now, liquid fuel tank. Oop, let's pause that for a second. Yeah, it's 569. Yeah. I'm configuring this one to go to a closer planet, and I'm figuring this one to go to a slightly further away planet. 832. So this is the fuel tank. This is the actual petroleum tank. This is the solid oxidizer tank. You need equal parts oxidizer to fuel. If you put in extra oxidizer or extra fuel, it's pretty much wasted. Or let's just say it's extremely inefficient to use extra of anything. You're better off just using exactly the same amount in both. If you put in, say, 800 kilos of oxidizer and then 1600 kilos of fuel, you're not going to get very good fuel efficiency. It will be absolutely horrible. So you're better off doing it that way, or better off doing it with equal amounts. Now, and that's set up. I want to actually stick in another gantry. Right about there. Yeah, there's fine. More automation. Same thing again as before. It's a little bit of repetitive work getting these rockets up and running, but they really are massive behemoths. And we need to get them up and running quickly, so that's why I'm running 2 rockets. My first playthrough, I only built one for doing my scouting or my research. You can be research 2. Actually, I got to rename them in the star map. What the? Oh, yeah. When you demolish the command capsule, it removes the name. So that's SS Adios. Research 1 and research 2. Yes, I know, my naming is terrible. I should really come up with something better. But these are only temporary little rockets. They'll only be here for a short period of time and then gone. Now, plumbing. Up here. Oh, no. Insulated pipes. And that's 900, no, 569. So this rocket here is configured to go to this planet. The rocket on the left is configured to go to this closer planet. The rocket on the right is configured to go to the further satellite ring. Now I got the numbers from the rocket calculator again. I'll put a link to that in the description again in this video also. But yeah, if you're doing anything to do with rockets, you need it. I can't stress enough how handy it is to have. It just simplifies things so much. Now, how are we looking? Uh, yeah, so you do have to hook those things up to a NOT gate. I wonder why they have so many different machines in this game that require a NOT gate to function correctly. It boggles my mind. We'll deconstruct you, get rid of some of this random piping. Okay, now how are we looking on the fuel front? Okay, it's... Oh, oopsie. My duplicants can't access that spot. Yeah, this happens to me all the time. I'm just going to put in some temporary... Yeah, I know that's in terrible positioning. I'm going to build that, hook up the pipe, and then once I'm finished, I'm going to rip out the gantry. Once the pipe's hooked up, I don't need to get in and out of there again. We can withdraw this now. That's full of oxylite. Is that? Why are they still trying to put oxylite in there? Yeah, I think this is one of those bugs. Yeah, you know what? We'll just close the gantry off. They're done. Put it back in the container, boys. So we got one fully fueled. Actually, this one's ready to launch. Yep, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All we need now is an astronaut. You will take astronaut 2. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, once they're in, we'll retract the gantry and we'll actually start launch. Now, where is... This is the doors. So put you to below. And while that's going on, actually, we're going to hook up the rest of the automation for that rocket. For that, we're going to need another space scanner, more automation wire, lots and lots of automation wire. Make that all out of iron. Oh, you know, some of these are going to get scalded by the exhaust. I just know it. No, don't worry about the regolith that falls down here. The moment the rocket tries to launch, it will shred them. You know what? We'll go straight up. Ah, foiled. How am I going to get through here? You know what? I'll worry about that in a second. Time being, let's see. Destination not selected. Well, that's the only thing left to do. We will retract that gantry. Yeah, gantry's retracted. We're ready to launch. Show star map. Metallic asteroid launch mission. And that's our first petroleum rocket launched. Well, there you go. See, it shredded all the regolith that had fallen down. I will close that door. Oh, yeah, I forgot something, didn't I? You're supposed to be linked to Research 1. That was left on meteors, so when the meteor shower started, it opened these doors up here. The first space scanner, the one that was supposed to be monitoring this rocket. Yeah, so I've just left the door open, and yeah, meteors are just going to smash in and blow everything up. Oops. How's this one doing? Why are you still green? Oh, yeah, wrong one. That's the gantry rocket. Never mind. Yeah, they'll slowly start the process of closing the doors. They'll finish that in about another 30 seconds. Yeah, I'm going to have to replace those with bunker tiles. I forgot about that. Yeah, explosions can actually pass through. Like if an explosion hits here, it will damage tiles on the other side. So you have to use bunker doors to stop that, or bunker tiles to stop that from happening. So, and the only reason I'm putting those bunker tiles there is that when these doors open, the regolith that's on it would fall straight down. And I don't want to deal with that just there. If 2 tiles of regolith accumulate there, my duplicants can't gain access anymore. It can cause awkward problems. 2 tiles in here is fine, and usually I'm going to be launching the rockets fast enough that it won't make a difference. It'll shred all the regolith in here. But yeah, just be aware when the bunker doors are oddly sized. Rockets only take 7 tiles of space to actually escape, so awkwardness. Oh, and if you want to know exactly where to place your doors, because I know that's something that nabbed me a few times. You can only build tiles within a certain distance of these. Basically, it's 7 tiles wide. So once you've got the engine down, you can just literally place bricks either side, or measure out 7 tiles first and then place bricks to guide you. And then straight up here, that can go all the way up, and then the same straight down here. So that'll let you know exactly what 7 tiles you have to work with. So these 7 tiles are all that has to be open to space for the rocket to escape. That's all you need. Now, one last thing I have to do here is tidy up all this silly automation I've got in here. Now, this is the automation from the bottom. We will just hang a right, kick in up there, deconstruct a lot of this, of course, and I'm going to have to place a little bit of an automation run by here. Yeah, this is horribly messy, but in all fairness, most of this will be torn out at some point and replaced with cleaner automation. But for now, we just want to get our research done. Actually, we can cancel that and just use this wire that's already there. Leave all of that in. Deconstruct the last chunk. Yeah, there we go. And let my dupes get on that. Now, how's our second rocket going on fueling? Fully fueled, ready to go. Oh, better get rid of that. I don't want that gantry getting in the way when we take off. Next up, stick in an astronaut, and it's going to be, you guessed it, Astro 1, because I like things to be conveniently named. Once Astro 1 is on board, we can launch that sucker. Actually, let's not open the doors just yet. Let's wait until the astronaut's on board. We'll deconstruct that there, and then that should allow us to finish the rest of this automation wiring. Now, actually, wait a minute, I did that all arseways. I am a muppet. Okay. What's going on here is I have this space scanner down here. This is going to be set to detect this rocket. That's only going to send a green signal when the rocket is coming back. So the green signal will travel up here, skip all of this junk, go straight up, and I basically just want the green signal to get up to here. Now, this sensor here, this liquid sensor, this is what actually controls the doors up top. So if I just hook this wire into this wire, any green signal from this will override the off signal from the hydro sensor. So all I have to do is hook that in there. And now that should be it done. Yeah, that goes up there. So it hops across here. Yeah, simple as. I could reroute that wire, but you know what? Now that it's in place, I'm not going to bother. Now, how are we looking on? No, I assigned an astronaut. There is an astronaut assigned. Where are you, Astro 1? We need you. Once Astro 1 is on board, we can launch the second rocket. And that should give us... Ooh, how much research will that provide us with? I believe it's 250 per planet, roughly. So we need 1,000 research points. 800 research points. It's 800 interstellar research here, 200 there. That's 1,000 research points. We get 250 bonus points per planet. We'll ignore the rest of the ones we get from just the research module. So we need about 4 planets to gain 1,000 research. And if we look at our star map, we'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 planets right in range. If we did not have 3 planets in this ring, or 3 planetoids, or stellar bodies, whatever you want to call them, we'd have to reconfigure another rocket to go out to the 40k mark to get us the last of our research. You basically just are trying to get just barely enough research to get to the next level. Now, Astro 1 is assigned, but not on board. Where is Astro 1? You know what? If they're asleep, I'm not going to be disappointed in them at all. That's a perfectly reasonable excuse. Where are you? Where are you? There we are. Okay, I think, yep, they were taking a nap. They're on their way right now. That's good. While we're at it, let's see what the magical mystical portal has for us today. Nothing we care about. Yeah, I don't even want the dirt. My playstyle doesn't actually require the dirt, so yeah, I know there's a few people out there who run Sleet Wheat who are currently cursing me, but I preferred a playstyle where I didn't have to depend on dirt. It's just too hard to farm reliably. Now, this one needs to be set to research 2. Yeah, okay, so your research 1, your research 2. So this one will detect when research 2 is coming back and open the bunker door so we don't smash into anything. All the automation finished? Yes, all finished. Perfect. So once we get Astro on board, that'll be them launched. And how's our oxylite looking? Yeah, like I said, this oxylite setup is sheer simplicity in itself. They're very easy to do. They do produce a bit of heat, but so you may want to leave space for a wheezewort. I didn't bother because I don't believe I will be making that many of them. Well, maybe, maybe not. It depends how the actual RNG treats us in this game. The reason I say that is it's to do with the random resources you get. For down here, we got isoresin. That was a question mark before we sent the research ships out. See here, you got these question marks. Until the research ships hit, they won't be revealed. Now I'm not sure of the exact mechanic of this, but as these are ticked off, the research study ones, these will be revealed, but there's no rhyme or reason to it. It depends what it's really hard coded set to. So you mightn't get this first one until you've examined the first four, and you mightn't get this one until you examine like the last two. Or maybe you'll just examine the first two and both of them will be revealed instantly. It's completely random, but we need to find isoresin and fullerene. I'm not, well, no, fullerene and niobium. We basically need space metal and we need supercoolant. Without those, we can't. Well, it would be very difficult to make a liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen setup that we're going to need. So if the RNG doesn't shake out for us, we might find nothing but abyssalite and, well, even more isoresin. So we got to hope that the two resources we're looking for are on these four stellar bodies. So 2, 4, 6, 8. We've got 8 possible chances of getting them, and we need 2 of them to shake out. If we don't get them, we're going to have to start reconfiguring more rockets, which I'd rather not do. I'd prefer if I could get them out reliably in these distances, but that's up to the game devs. Now, Astro 1 is assigned but not in the command capsule. You know what? That is unacceptable. Where are you? What are you doing? Obviously nothing. Cook, grill, operational water supply, idle. You know what? Let's change the priority on this. Sometimes these things glitch out. Actually, give me 1 second. I want to try a couple of things. Okay, so it turns out all I had to do was put the priority up to 6. If this does happen to you, I've heard of people having problems where astronauts won't get in or they won't drop off an Atmos suit or something along those lines. Simplest thing to do, deconstruct the command capsule and rebuild it. That was literally my next step if this didn't work. Or reload the game. Those two can fix it. Now, what was I going to do? Oh, yes. We got to actually launch this sucker. So above and above. Oh, wait, no, wrong one. You need to be below. Hmm. Oh, yeah, they're reversed. Anyway, this drops down the regolith, and then the moment we launch this sucker, it'll demolish it all. Yeah, they're fairly straightforward. This is pretty much petroleum in a nutshell. Now, I do realize I'm probably going to want to actually put in a little bit of a cooling solution for the oxylite, but I have a good idea for a ghetto one that will do us just fine. Now, show star map. Uh, what is... Ah, here we are. Yeah, it's telling me that's too far away, but actually, just swing out here. Total thrust, or is it total range? It's 30,000 kilometers and 30,016 kilometers. So using the calculator, it gives us exactly as much fuel as we want. Now, I want to go to one of the satellites. I prefer the satellites because the satellites have access to steel. Getting steel from space, renewably, very, very nice. So I usually like to scout the satellites first. It really makes no difference. I'm going to be scouting all of these anyway. And there we go. That should shred the... Oop, thinking about it. Yep, that shredded all the regolith and the rocket's gone. And that's pretty much it for petroleum rockets. They're ridiculously simple. Now, when the first one comes back, I'll show you how the refueling goes, but it's pretty much the exact same as you've just seen. Automating them, I've never actually bothered trying to automate them completely. And down here for this, I'm going to build in a layer of metal tiles. And then once they're completed, I'm going to build... Actually, you know what? Let's just build them now. What this will do is it'll basically allow the heat from in here to leak in here and vice versa. So I can basically dump all the heat coming out of this oxylite into this petroleum if I need to. Though, as far as I can tell, these things don't have an overheat temperature, only a melting point. So I could theoretically run it quite hot. Unfortunately, the auto sweeper does have an overheat temperature, so I kind of want to make sure that it doesn't get above 125 degrees in here. I've also disconnected this. I don't want to drain any more petroleum out of here until I'm finished with my oxylite. So I'll just leave this here just for a bit. I'm going to be using petroleum rockets up all the way up until the end of the game. They make excellent cargo haulers because they're cheap. Hydrogen, on the other hand, you have a limited supply. Unless you want to start just converting water to oxygen and hydrogen and dumping the oxygen into space because you don't need it, that annoys me. That just seems like a waste when I could just use that water instead to make petroleum, which I then combine with a little oxygen to send into space anyway. So let's see, how are they looking? Yeah, so that's going to basically shear heat between these two areas. Should keep the temperature relatively stable. Also, Yeah, that'll sort itself out. Now, I think I'll cut this out here for now, and I'll cut back in once the... Oh, I forgot to close the doors. Yeah, common theme with me. Uh, Above. So rockets are on their way. Yeah, I'll cut back in once the rockets come back. Show you quickly how we refuel them. It's basically the same setup again. And the rest of this stuff, let's see, the scanners over here. This is doing its job, as you can see. It's always kept clear. This is still, I don't like it, but it is a necessity, in my opinion. This over here is still doing its job as well, though. Is there a meteor shower? Why are those doors closed? What is going on? You're not detecting any meteors, so why are those doors locked? Hmm, one moment. Okay, this is very odd. I think this is when I couldn't get the astronaut into the capsule, I reloaded the game, so I think that is what happened there. It's caused this to glitch out because right now it's sending a red signal, so those doors should be. Wait, no, should be sending a green signal. I mean, none of them are detecting meteors. So what's going on? I haven't changed anything. I'm just going to stick in a liquid sensor here and trigger an opening of the doors, and then I'll just turn it back off again. But yeah, these should all be giving off a green signal. I don't know what's going on. Huh. Okay. Why are they all gone? Oh, great. They've detected incoming objects. My timing is absolutely perfect. Hopefully they've detected it far enough out that the doors can now close again. There we go. Come on. Perfect. Now that won't interfere. That's only going to give off a red signal, but any green signals from these space scanners will override it. So we had enough solar power there to last 1 second. That's wonderful. And we'll just have to wait until the meteor shower passes. Okay, so that was interesting. Now, was you detecting it as well? Incoming objects detected. Scan quality at 17%. Yep, that's the scan quality of one scanner, all on its own. So that is still sharing its scan quality right now with these down here. So this one and no wire connected. Okay, that would, I should really hook that up. Uh, there we go. Now, oh yeah, I'm overloading the absolute bejesus out of that wire. What is it? Yeah, five kilowatts. The reason it's so overloaded is these gantries. They take 1.2 kilowatts, but only when you actually sub, only when you deploy them and retract them. That's the only time they actually consume power. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4.8 kilowatts of power draw on those. And since I only do them manually and do them one at a time, and I haven't put any automation to retract them yet, it's all quite simple. Now, if we look down here, we'll go to the one that's actually plugged in. It's getting 17% network quality, which means it has a minimum of a 34% chance of detecting a rocket coming back, of the rocket it's assigned to coming back. If we didn't have this out here, it would currently be 0 seconds, or sorry, between 1 and 200 seconds, because all the other scanners are currently blocked because the doors are closed. Now, that said, the system is not perfect. This scanner gets interfered with by carbon dioxide, and the meteors do give off carbon dioxide trails. Also, it's going to get hit by meteors as well, which is not going to help it, and it'll get entombed occasionally. But it's still better than nothing. I find once I got one of these up, it definitely reduced the amount of rocket collisions with my doors during meteor showers. So definitely consider installing one of these. They are pretty low maintenance once you get them up and running. Occasionally, a dupe will have to run up and repair this. You can live with it so long as you've got enough. Now, I'm just going to cut this out here again, and I'll cut you back in when the rockets have actually returned home from their little missions. And our petroleum rocket has finally returned. Now, the moment it lands, we're going to make a few minor alterations here. Now, this is the rocket that was configured to go to the closer astral body. So we're just going to make a quick change here and change this to 832 kilos. That's all the petroleum we want in there, and we're going to want 832 kilos of oxylite. And once it's landed, the door should automatically close. Perfect. We're taking a little bit of meteor damage, but to be expected. We haven't actually automated everything yet. And gantry is extended. They can now start stocking up the oxylite. 569 kilos delivered, 263 to go. That almost done. They're just so much faster than steam. So much easier, so much more convenient. You can stockpile everything, so the moment they land, you can refuel them and be good to go again. You could set up an automation system to get the oxide out there, but it's really difficult. You're better off just letting the dupes handle it, especially considering how little of this you're going to be doing. Retract the gantry. We good? Yeah, we're good there. We good there? Yes. Also loaded up. Time to go again. Don't even need to let the astronaut out. If we do, they'll have to wander off, use the bathroom, get food, and all that. So yes, it may be torturous, but I like to think it's a necropolis in there. You know, they've got access to all the goods they need. You know, they've got toilets, sinks, showers, everything. It's a very spacious little command capsule. Now, as reconfigured, instead of going to the metallic, we'll head off to the satellite. And done. And off she goes. And all the regolith that was down there, completely gone. Rocket out the door. Don't forget to close the door this time. And yeah, it's still going green though because of the space scanner down below. The space scanner also detects it when it's leaving and won't let the doors close until it's gone beyond a certain point. That's it. Now, star map. This was the planet we explored. It has niobium and isoresin. So we've got our niobium. Now, was it? I think it's Fulerine. No, I need Fulerine to make the actual supercoolant. So I need one of these 3 planets to actually have Fulerine on it. Otherwise, I can't make supercoolant. The moment this rocket comes back again, I'll probably reconfigure it, and on its next mission, it will actually be heading out to this planet to pick up us some niobium. So we'll reconfigure it as a cargo hauler. We'll leave the other ship, the main scout ship, this one here. This one's designed to be our scout ship all the way to the edges of the map. So this one here will remain a constant scout ship until we have scouted all the planets. This rocket and the next 4 after it will all be dedicated towards cargo hauling. That's all they're there to do. The only reason I've got this second research one in is it just speeds things along quite nicely. Now, that is pretty much petroleum in a nutshell. Unless I run into the issue where I don't find any Fulerine on these 3 planets out here, or these 3 astral bodies. Oh, stellar bodies. If I don't find it out there, then it gets more complicated and I'll have to reconfigure the rockets to go further. But it's highly unlikely. It's highly unlikely that should happen to you. If it does, well, then I'm afraid you're going to have to reconfigure your rockets to go out there. There's just no way about it. And this rocket silo is the only one that will be able to manage it. It will require an extra fuel tank. This is the only one that can take an extra fuel tank and still carry 5 research modules with it. That's why this silo is this big. So it's 52 tiles all the way from top to bottom. This one should be 46. Yep, so it's 46 tiles for that one top to bottom as well. Well, 46 for this, 52 for this one. So this one here will be my research, but eventually I will tear it down. Once I've researched all the planets, I will remove the floor up here, bringing it in line with all the rest. This is just something I like to do to keep them all along the same level, because what'll happen is I'll have the first 3 hydrogen rockets here, and what I'll have to do is run a loop of hydrogen out through all their the ports. So I'll have to run a loop of liquid oxygen and a loop of liquid hydrogen, and having all 3 of them on the same level just makes things more convenient. Also, you know, it looks nice. Anyway, that's petroleum rockets. Very quick, very simple, very easy to get up and running. Far simpler than steam, far faster than steam, quicker turnaround. But still, you're better off switching to liquid oxygen as soon as it becomes available. The reason being is it's just more fuel efficient. As well as that, I'm already started building in the rocket silo walls. At some point later on, I'm going to wall these in. There'll be no ins or outs for anyone. I'll put in automated shipping rails to remove the cargo. For the time being, though, it's just all going to be this sort of a ghetto style until we get the necessary materials for liquid oxygen and hydrogen. Anyway, I think we'll call it a wrap at that one. I think we've covered the basics of petroleum quite well. What I'll do is the next episode will be. I'll wait until I've actually accumulated. I'll throw on the cargo missions. I'll throw on the cargo missions as well, just to show you how to do them. And then once the cargo missions are done, we'll get on to liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen. Anyway, hope you enjoyed and good luck.